I noticed something very interesting a few days ago while writing a document in Microsoft Word. It was the integration of natural language processing with image classification in order to generate captions of the images that I was inserting into my document. If you want to get really technical about it, it was using convolutional neural networks along with recurrent neural networks called long short-term memory, or LSTM, recurrent neural networks. So here's what happened. When I inserted a picture into the document, in the bottom left corner of the picture, I saw text in the alt text part. This text was Word's attempt to automatically create a caption for the picture. Actually, it had done a pretty good job doing the caption for the image that I had inserted. Well, of course, now that I knew that this was a new feature, I had to test it out. Sometimes Word did a good job generating the captions, sometimes not so much. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try inserting some images, and we're going to see how well Word does in captioning the images. So first of all, let's start with some images or pictures that Word actually creates really good captions for. So the first one I'm going to do is I'm going to insert a picture of a little animal called a ferret. If you notice, the text that it generated, the caption is a ferret sleeping on the floor. Pretty good. You know, to recognize an actual ferret, I think is very, it's a very good classification, because this looks a lot like a cat, and so it could have easily called it a cat, but it actually got it classified as a ferret. So let's try another one. This is a picture of a forest, and if we look at the caption that it generates, it says a tree in a forest. I don't think it could have got much better than that. So I'd give those, you know, a 9 or a 10 out of 10. Let's continue on. This time I'm going to insert a picture of something that's similar to a ferret, but it's called a civet. If we look at the caption here, it says a cat sitting on a branch. Well, it got the branch part right, but civet it didn't classify correctly. Instead, it calls it a cat. We can see that over here. Why did it get ferret correctly but not civet, even though they look very similar? I'd give this probably a 6 out of 10 as far as Word's ability to create a good caption. How about another one? Here we are going to generate, it's going to generate the caption for one of our favorite movies ever, Star Wars. Notice it says a group of people posing for a photo. Well, this is not just people, this is stormtroopers and Darth Vader. In my opinion, it should have been able to recognize the stormtroopers. Yeah, it is a lot of people posing for a photo, I guess, but it's stormtroopers, should have got it. Again, maybe 6 out of 10. Here's my favorite one. This is a picture of the greatest Olympian ever, Mary Lou Retton. The image caption that it creates here is a picture containing sport, person, outdoor, player. Well, it is a sport, gymnastics. It is a person, Mary Lou Retton, but it's not outdoors and it's not a player. So it got half of it correct. So we'll give this a 5 out of 10. So we saw some images where it classified really well. We saw some where it was okay. Now let's try one that it just doesn't do very well at all, in my opinion. This is the lovable character Bert from Sesame Street. If we look at the caption here, it says, a picture containing drawing and brush. You can kind of think that Bert's hair is a brush, but this is definitely not a drawing. Again, Bert is a very famous character. I would think that it should be able to classify and recognize Bert as himself, especially when it was able to identify a ferret. So we'll give this maybe a 2 out of 10. But overall, I think this is a really good start. Microsoft is combining deep learning with, plain old Microsoft Word in order to make our lives easier. This is a fantastic example of deep learning being used in something that we use all the time. Very cool feature.